Hey everyone, it's Angela with Mystic Moon, bringing you guys the new moon in Scorpio reading. And so we're going to be focusing on some of our shadows and things that we're still holding on to that either need to be utilized, accepted, or just transformed in order to strengthen ourselves, to pull ourselves out of any kind of energy that we might be stuck in. And so we're going to be very much focusing on that today. So all of the decks that I'm using today are a little bit of a darker nature. So if you guys are not interested in, a shadowy type of a reading, it just might not be for you right now, and that's okay. But this is called Scorpio New Moon Cosmic Transformations. So this is a spread that I found on the internet that I'm going to be following, so I don't own it. But all the decks that I'm using today will be in the description box below. But if they're any of the decks that I've created, you guys can go ahead and go to my Etsy shop to purchase them. And if you're international, just email me and I'll send you a special link to order them. So let's get started, you guys. So I'm just going to pull this sign back just like that, so we give us nice room here. I wanted to use this really cute piece of fabric. I think I found it at Walmart, but anyways, the ghosts and the shadows just kind of really spoke to me. So the very first thing that we're going to focus on here is, what hurts do I need to release that still sting? Love it, because that's the whole Scorpio thing, Scorpion. What's still stinging you? What is still hurting you? What is the energy that is attached here? So let's go ahead and tap into, we're going to go into this deck here, which is called the Mary L. Tarot. And we'll combine it with my Twin Flame Oracle. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what is still stinging us at this time. What is still causing pain? What is still causing us pain during this time that needs to be addressed? All right, let's get some topics. Well, our pride and ego, okay? Could even be the pride and ego of someone else, because obviously it's something that's still stinging us. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so immediately what I'm getting from this is that sometimes we operate out of our ego. Sometimes we operate out of our fear, which is, / ego. And when we do that, we jump to conclusions, we react, we make certain decisions that basically turn the wheel. So the wheel of events start. There's karmic energies here with the Wheel of Fortune. So this just kind of means like what we put out there is what we get back. So if we're putting out ego, we're putting out pride, we're putting out fear, anger, whatever this is, it seems to create a chain of events that sometimes we feel, that really sucks that got out of hand. It really sucks that I said that or did this. I wish I could take it back. So it's not about staying in the energy of regret. I feel like the message here is we've made a decision, or something has happened, as in someone else has made a decision. And because it's in low vibrational energy where somebody is literally operating in their pride and ego, it has now spun a certain chain of events. And so there might be a lot of regret with that, which I wish I could have done this, or I wish that this wouldn't have happened, etc., etc. But the thing is, that kind of an energy is just a waste of time, because it doesn't really fix the situation. It doesn't make us feel better. All it does is it just makes us feel kind of crappy when we wallow in that kind of energy. We can't change things that have already happened. We can only change ourselves moving forward. We can't even change other people. We can only change how we operate as individuals moving forward. So if you're dealing with troublesome individuals or people that are just dark, or whatever the situation may be, you can either remove yourself from dealing with those people ever again, or just kind of work on yourself and work on why you were triggered or why you acted a certain way in their presence, and go to take a look and see what you want to change about yourself moving forward when maybe dealing with those people, being in a less detached frame of mind, or perhaps just not really letting that person's energy affect you or penetrate you maybe the way that you usually do. So I just kind of feel like there might be some regret that's still stinging us, a certain chain of events, certain actions that were taken, whether it was us or someone else, or it was our reaction to it, that is still stinging us. That is the opening message here. Okay, so we do have the energy of forgiveness. So again, I'm getting a little bit of both, you guys, so take it as it resonates with you. But you've either said something, did something, reacted a certain way, and whether you feel it's the other person's fault or not, it doesn't really matter. It's not about fault here. It's just about we react. Whatever we do, however we react, then creates a chain reaction of events. And so there's something here where we need to forgive ourselves or perhaps forgive someone else. And we're not saying, it's okay that you did that shitty thing to me. It's not about that. It's just about, you know what? I'm no longer willing to carrying around the burden anymore of being so pissed at you. That's what you're doing. Oh, look at this. The devil. So this is the thing. It's kind of funny because I'm laughing because it's kind of like that is an energy here that's attached to toxic energy, toxic behaviors, issues that we have stemming all the way back to childhood, codependency issues, whatever the situation is. Whenever I see the devil, I just see issues. Somebody that has major issues with something, and then they carry it around their entire lives and they spew these issues onto other people, or they bleed all of this old energy onto new situations, and it just becomes toxic as hell. Okay. I've done it myself. You know what I mean? I probably may do it again. None of us are perfect, but again, it's at this point in our lives where we have to stop doing something, or at least try to attempt. We can't keep experiencing the same things over and over again with people. It can't always be everyone else's fault. At some point, we've got to take responsibility for this cycle of shit, or this cycle that seems to keep popping up over and over and over again. So again, it's not about blaming ourselves or raking ourselves over the coals, but it is about, are we attracting this type of a person? Are we staying stuck to this type of situation because we ourselves are toxic, or we ourselves were taught this from our, let's just say, parents? We're not blaming our parents, but we're just, maybe we've been exposed to unhealthy relationships our entire lives. And so now as adults, we're in these situations that probably aren't the best for us, but we learn this behavior somewhere. We learn that that's what's normal, or that's what feels safe. So there's a cycle that needs to be broken here. And the cycle is going to begin with stepping out of our pride and ego of needing to be correct, or being pissed off at someone else because of something that happened that we allowed ourselves to maybe be a part of. That could be it for some. We need to get into the energy of forgiving ourselves, forgiving everyone in the situation. Everybody's working with the tools that they have at this particular time, which may not be the same tools as us or us as them. And so it's about just kind of agreeing to disagree and cutting away whatever this unhealthy behavior or unhealthy energy is. The devil is about being shackled to something or someone out of dependency, out of toxicity, out of lower vibrational desire, sex, need, something like that. So there's some kind of an energy here that is unhealthy, that we are maybe attaching to another person, or that we are somehow stuck in that energy with ourselves, blaming ourselves, not able to forgive ourselves for being weak or being this or that. Okay, let's get the last bit of energy here. Okay, we have an energy or pause. This could mean a couple of different things. Let's look at the card here. Okay, and now it could be for some of you guys that you're very, very stuck on a King of Discs, Pentacles energy. So let's just say you're a feminine, and I'm only saying that because I see the kings as masculine energies. It could be that your life, or you're stuck somewhere on a very big figure in your life, whether this is a father figure, which could be a female as well. Okay, females can be technically take on the energy of masculine, fatherly type of energies. It could just be a person in your life that is your boss, your parent, or a lover. This is somebody that you have placed a lot of importance on. So this is now something that has caused you to not be able to move forward with your life. You're stuck in this cycle here. That's the Wheel of Fortune. You're stuck now on some sort of a cycle where you can't move forward with your life because you're either waiting for this to clear, you're waiting for someone else to make a decision, or you're just simply stuck and attached to this energy. Okay, this king here is interesting because he's eating this apple, and sometimes this apple can really consist of like temptation and the devil's energy and temptation and the apple and all this other stuff. It kind of goes together for me. So it doesn't mean that this King of Pentacles has to be a bad person in your life, but your attachment or your issues that are tied up with them are. That's the situation. That's the toxicity. That's the pride and ego. Somebody's pride and ego is very stuck and hung up on some issue with this King of Pentacles. Now, for some of you, this could be a work-related situation, or it could even be your physical body. As in, maybe you have let your weight get out of control. Maybe you are dabbling in drugs and prescription medications and sleeping pills, or just overeating, whatever that may be. And so this is something to where you've gotten stuck in your cycle of life. You might be blaming other people or your misery on other people. And so you've gotten out of control. You're in an energy of self-loathing to where now you have just kind of eaten yourself into an oblivion. So that's something that's coming through as well, as in we're eating too much. We're letting things get out of control because we feel toxic. We feel stuck. We don't know how the hell to get out of this energy. We don't know how to make ourselves feel good. So now we're going outside of ourselves, and we're using substances or we're using people in order to fulfill the emptiness that's inside of us. Whatever this is, it could even be the material world. You've placed way too much focus on the material, way too much focus on money, shopping, gathering things, just whatever that is. But you're falling up short. You're still not fulfilled. You can eat as many apples as you want, but you're still not going to feel fulfilled at the end of the day because there's this toxicity that's still there. There's this issue that's still there. There's this shadow, this devil that still needs to be addressed. So we can pretend it's not happening. We can shift our focus onto something or someone else, project our fantasies on something else because it's a relief from what we need to work on, or we can address these things with ourselves and get out of the shitty cycle. So that is the opening message here. So what hurts do you need to release that still sting? Whatever this hang up is, whatever this situation is, whatever this person is, or whatever behavior is causing your life to spin out of control, and to put it on hold from being able to healthily move forward in a positive way. Wow. That is some very significant energy. Very significant. The signs that came through, we have the energy of Pentacles, which is Earth, Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. We have the Devil's energy, which is specifically Capricorn. And the Wheel of Fortune is ruled by Jupiter, which is the sign of Sagittarius. So that could be significant for some of you if you were looking for some sort of a special sign that maybe that perhaps relates to you. All right, so let's go ahead and move forward now. Let's take a look and see what aspect of your life is undergoing a potent transformation. Well, if that didn't tell us already, I don't know what will, but let's just go ahead and go forth with this reading outline. So what self-destructive behaviors do I need to... Oh, I'm sorry. I totally skipped that. That was an accident. I'm reading number 3. What self-destructive behaviors do I need to recognize and stop? Okay, well, again, I do feel like there's something that came up here. But let's take it a step further. Let's get into the energy here. So we're going to go into the El Goliath Tarot, and we're going to combine them with my Spirits of Darkness and Light Divination deck. So if you're international and you guys have been waiting on a link to order these cards, there is a holdup with it because there is a nudity image that the company would not, I guess, allow to be sold on their site. So it's been rejected, and I am working currently with my assistant Victoria on what we can do to offer this deck to people that are international. All my other decks are not affected, but this particular one is, which is ridiculous, but whatever. Okay. What self-destructive behaviors do we need to get rid of? Ooh, look. Spirit of Stone. So this is, to me, this is already going with what's ever already been brought up here. We might be waiting on something. We might be waiting on someone else to do something. But what's happening here? We're frozen, we're delayed, and we're longing for something. We're longing for something to change. Okay? So again, we might be giving our power over to something or someone else. All it's doing is it's delaying the inevitable. The inevitable is that we have to change something. We have to transform something. We have to let something go. We may not want to, so we're delaying this by perhaps coming up with an excuse or staying stuck or blaming someone else. That's another delay tactic. Let me blame someone else for my problems. Let me blame someone else for my unhappiness. All we're doing is we're delaying the inevitable of working on ourselves to figure out why we feel that way. Okay? And I'm speaking from experience, you guys. I've done it. We have the L Magician, which I absolutely love that this card is coming up with this. We have the power ourselves, number one, which is number one in tarot, in the major arcana, the Magician. We have the tools. We have the power ourselves, not someone else, to bring ourselves out of this energy. So this is what Spirit is saying here. If you're looking for someone else to give you a breath of life, to give you that get out of jail free card or whatever it is that you're looking for in the form of either a substance, a behavior, or a person, this is Spirit's way of saying you'll be waiting a long time because you're giving your power over to someone else. So you're literally frozen. You're on hold. Remember, you guys, you're in the pause mode here. So this is saying we've got to get out of this energy. We've got to realize that we have the tools in front of us to pick up at any time and pull ourselves out of this frozen state. That's it. That's the message, you know? So let me read it again. What self-destructive behaviors do we need to recognize and stop? We need to stop waiting. We need to stop waiting for something or someone to release us from our pain, to make it all better. We have the tools on our own and the time, as in right now, in the present moment, to do that ourselves. The answers are not within someone else. It's within us. Spirit of the Ring, contract, promise, and commitment. So there's some kind of energy here. I'm interested to see, what is this energy all about? Okay, these two wanted to come up. Oh, wow. Okay. All right, you guys, it's going to be a harsh message, so be prepared. I'm going to try to be somewhat light about it, but what I'm getting here is that some of you guys are hung up on this idea. Seven of Cups is a card of fantasy. Heads in the clouds, fantasy thinking, dreaming. This energy here, contract, promise, and commitment. But this person promised that they would love me forever. Let's just say you married somebody and they broke the contract. Let's just say you felt this major connection with somebody. You were told that it was this amazing, beautiful thing. But yet what you're seeing in the outer world is not really matching up with that. But you're now connected to the idea that, oh no, me and this person are meant to be. Me and this person have this contract. So I can't break away from it. All you're doing is delaying. All you're doing is now delaying your own happiness. This particular card, the L Sacred Heart, is your heart. It's your energy. This is the heart of your soul. So this is very powerful, is what Spirit is saying. You're very, very connected to this idea, this dream, this. And I'm not to say that it's a fantasy, but this is where you're stuck. You might be stuck on a fantasy, perhaps, of living happily ever after with a particular person because this is what you've been told or this is what you believe. Again, I'm not here to say that these things cannot happen, but waiting on this to happen, waiting for this person to come back, maybe even perhaps waiting for the perfect partner before you start your life or to start something in your life. Waiting on someone else to bring you this happiness is not where the answers lie. The answers lie within taking charge right now and begin to manifest the life that you want. Do not wait for someone else to join you in order to make this happen. You can make it happen on your own. If someone or something is meant to happen, it will come about, but it's only going to come about as you continue to move forward with your life. It's not going to happen when you're sitting there like that. It's just not. So let's get the last message here. Spirit of the Mermaid. It's beautiful. We have beauty, untamed, and free. So why I chose these words for mermaids is because obviously mermaids represent beauty. But it also represents your untamed, free spirit. Okay? Not being contained, being able to swim the oceans, enjoy your life. That's it. And we have the Emperor. Interesting. You know what I'm seeing here, you guys? This mermaid, of course, she's, connected to this man here. So this female and this male. It doesn't have to be your situation, though. The Emperor is masculine energy. So the feminine to me, is the beauty. Okay? The beauty energy here. But the Emperor here is about control. It's about staying attached to something. So again, if you guys are feeling this energy here where you're very attached to an idea of a husband or you're happily ever after in the form of this, again, it doesn't mean it can't happen, but waiting around for it and not living your life in the meantime is a habit that you need to break. You need to live your life. You need to move forward. Now, that is not suggesting that you go into other connections, that's not how you're feeling. But don't hold yourself back from enjoying life just because you've been told either this or just because you feel this. Okay? Things change. People change. People have the free will to change their energy, to change their path, to change their mind. Just because someone said this doesn't mean that this is something that is going to happen. So we've got to make sure that at the end of the day that we're taking care of us, okay? So let's get our head out of the Seven of Cups clouds and start getting it into reality and living our lives. That's what Spirit's saying. Focus on what you can manifest for you, not what you want to manifest with another person. If you're putting all of those eggs into someone else's basket, the rewards are going to be scarce because you should be focusing on your own manifestations, what you want to manifest for your own stability in your own life and your own purpose and your own path. All right, you guys, so now let's take a look. What aspect of your life is undergoing a potent transformation? So to me, some of this is redundant, but hey, you know what? Let's keep going with it. What aspects of your life is undergoing a major transformation? Let's take a look. Let's go into this energy here. This is the Wild Unknown Tarot. And we're going to combine this with my Twin Flame Shadows cards. What area of our lives is undergoing major transformation? Okay, so we have something about being disillusioned. We did just get the energy here of Seven of Cups being in a, let me just shuffle these cards one more time. Being in an energy of maybe fantasy thinking. This is the Eight of Wands energy. Wow. Okay, well, the Eight of Wands is an energy of forward movement. It's also an energy of what we're trying to attract. I do see this more like a law of attraction card. It's also an energy of communication. So I feel like what's happening here, undergoing major transformation is the way that we're thinking, the way that we're moving forward with our lives. So this is great. So this just means that all the energy that just came up right now is under transformation. So maybe this new moon in Scorpio is really uncovering, unveiling a lot of our illusions, a lot of our fantasies, so that way we're able to see things and clearly move forward in a different way, perhaps, moving forward in the future. So a lot of these veils are coming down is what I'm seeing during this period of time. Whatever has been disillusioning us, we're now able to see clearly so that way we can move forward and make more positive progress in our lives. Because the Eight of Wands is really a card of progress, movement forward. We have embarrassment. This right here is the Five of Cups. Okay, again, it's not going to do you any good to feel shame, which is the Five of Cups energy. Shame, guilt, sadness, spilling over or crying over spilt milk, being in a state of regret, being focused on the past, not being able to move forward. Don't be embarrassed that maybe you have held on to a certain idea or a situation or have been a certain way, indulging in certain behaviors that have not been healthy for you. Don't rake yourself over the coals, because that did come up earlier. That's not going to do you any good. It's just going to keep you stuck. Honor that, you know what, you've gotten yourself into whatever this is, this heap of shit, this mess, whatever it is. And just honor that you've had to go through it for whatever reason, but you can come out of it. You can come out of this disillusionment. Maybe you're embarrassed by what you have said, done, behaviors that you have been in. It's about not judging yourself, getting out of that energy. It's not going to help you. It's not going to help release you. What is going to help to release you is for you to carry on. 8 of Wands. Move forward anyways. Okay, so you fell down. Okay, so you feel like a fool. Okay, it sucks, yes. But focusing on this is not going to help you move forward. It's about breaking out of this energy and focusing on what still is. And what still is that you still have power on your own. You still have a life to live. That's it. So we're breaking out of this energy of focusing on how bad everything is and how we screwed up, or how someone else perhaps screwed up and how they hurt us. The thing is, there's a time and there's a place for mourning and reflecting. But I'm getting here, this is energy that we're trying to clear and transform during this period of time. So let's get out of this disillusionment. Let's get out of this embarrassed, melancholy energy and move forward. And we have unlovable. The thing is, when things happen, when people say things, when people do things, it's only natural for us to feel like shit. It's only natural for us to feel unlovable. Like they never loved me. No one loves me. I'm never going to be happy. I've been there a million times, you guys, so I'm speaking from experience. I hope you guys do understand that the readings that I do and the things that I talk about or even preach, which I don't actually see myself as preaching ever, but the things that I'm speaking of are from my own personal experiences in life, okay? And all readers have a tendency to do that, because how can you identify with your audience or what's coming through if you haven't gone through that yourself? So I'm here to tell you guys that certain things have happened to me. Certain people have rejected me. Certain people have said certain things, and what it has done is it's made me feel unlovable. Does that mean that I'm not lovable? No, but something inside of me is fucked up, and so I automatically am triggered from that unlovable space within myself, because it's something that I'm still trying to heal. So it's only natural that you guys might feel unlovable for whatever this person did to you or said to you or whatever, or vice versa. But again, we got to clear this energy. It's not helping us. We're not able to move forward in a positive way as long as we're sitting here, again, raking ourselves over the coals. It's not going to help. It's not proactive. It's not proactive. Okay, so again, the Empress's energy, this is about growth. This is about abundance. What we focus on grows. So if you focus on this, more of it's going to show up in your life. It's like roots like this tree. Okay? Roots like this tree. It's just going to continue to grow and grow and grow if we allow it. Or we can chop that motherfucker down and we can start fresh. Okay? That's what it is. So we don't have to carry this energy with us. We don't have to. We don't have to stay in the energy of the 5 of Cups. Let's move forward with the 8 of Wands and go towards being the Empress, being the queen of our lives, being in the abundant energy, feeling amazing and good about ourselves, and really taking the time to just see how far we have come and what we do have. This is a time for us to be grateful for what we do have, not focusing on the shit that we don't have or that didn't work out. Didn't work out for a reason, I guarantee you. Didn't work out for a reason. It doesn't mean that it will never work out in the future, but right now, something is not happening for a reason. And us focusing on it and trying to rationalize it and trying to not accept it is not going to help. So that is the energy that we are undergoing major transformation at this time with. All right, you guys. So let's keep moving forward. What will help me dive deeper into my heart space to explore what I need and don't want into my life? All right, let's take a look. This one right here is called the True Black Tarot, okay? True Black Tarot. The cardstock is very, very thick, and so this one's a little bit difficult to shuffle. So I'm going to actually, can I talk? Divide it up, so that way I can give it a nice shuffle here. And I'm going to go ahead and combine this one with my Signs from Spirit of Oracle. What is going to help us dive deeper into our heart space so that way we can heal? 333. Beautiful. Okay, this one here. Oh, I love this. 9 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles is a card of self-care. It's a card of feeling good on your own. Knowing the difference between being alone and the feeling of lonely. Okay, they're not the same. There is an energy where you're enveloping or accepting that part of yourself that maybe you want to be alone, or maybe this is a time for you to focus on your values and to focus on maybe your career or your life's purpose. The 333, this says mind, body, and soul. You are in the zone. Express your true authentic self. So it's not necessarily about being single, which is what the 9 of Pentacles is kind of about. It's a single card, but it just means that you on your own are taking the time to work on yourself and really focus on what makes you feel good in life, not what other people are going to do for you, not what happiness you're trying to derive from other people. This is about, again, you're in the zone of yourself. Your mind, your body, and soul are all connected. You feel very balanced. And when you're in that energy, you are able to express who you truly are. And then people are able to identify with you with who you truly are, which is a high vibrational being. They're not connecting with that toxic part of you, that broken part of you that's saying, oh yeah, oh, okay, when you really mean no. So you're able to be authentic because you're feeling empowered, because you've taken your power back, because you feel strong. When we're in broken energy, we're needy, we're codependent, we need someone else to fulfill our needs and our happiness. We're not authentically expressing ourselves. We're accepting shit when we are being given shit. We're, instead of saying, you know what, no, that's not going to work for me. We fear that if we say that, we're going to lose the person that's handing us the bag of shit. So we're not being authentic. So Spirit is saying here that this is an energy, it's a time for us. So what is going to help you dive deeper into your heart space and explore what you need and don't want in your life? Spend a little time alone. Again, if something isn't happening right now, it might be that it is forcing you to take care of yourself and to focus on you for a change. And so sometimes that can be very scary because maybe that's very foreign to you. Maybe you've always just been dealing with taking care of everybody else. And so this concept is foreign for you. Maybe this concept even feels selfish to you. How dare you take time for you? This is some kind of energy, though. You've got to get into this energy in order to give yourself a lifesaver. Okay? So it's about welcoming this energy. I love it. Blue, which is serene, tranquil, and peaceful. So give yourself some time. So take a time out. So even if let's just say you are a husband or a wife and, a family person, family man, family woman, whatever, and you are constantly taking care of everybody else. So you're with other people. It's not about you just leaving your family and being single, but it is about carving out time for just you. Maybe take a class, do something that you enjoy, go on a little retreat, something that's going to bring you serenity, tranquility, and peace. Oh, I love it. The Temperance card, you guys. This is so great. So the Temperance is all about balance and healing. So I know in the very beginning of the reading, I went ahead and talked about the signs, and then of course I fell off and didn't do that. So in the prior, we had the Empress, which can be a Taurus or a Libra, okay? And the Emperor is Aries. Did I forget anything else? Yeah, okay. All right, so Temperance is Sagittarius, so there could be a special message for Sagittarius or about a Sagittarius at this time, but this is an energy here of really balancing out your time. This is really going to help to heal any aspects and to bring you back into your authentic energy. So take a time out. Give yourself permission to just be calm, be not in, just to pull yourself away and take a time out. That's just what I keep getting here. It's beautiful. This is going to really help you. And we also have the energy of weave. Spider. The Knight of Swords. Take action, you guys. Because the thing is, sometimes we can have the tendency to sit around and just pray for change. We just sit around and we think, I'm going to pray to this, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that, and then it's just going to happen. And I'm not here to say that it cannot happen that way. But at some point, we've got to take action. Like the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is a card of action. We have to take action to start weaving our lives. So yes, we can pull away and we can take a time out. That, of course, taking that action by pulling away weaves a whole new web. So if you guys are feeling stressed or if you guys are feeling sad and down, give yourself a break, give yourself some time to heal before going back to the drawing board or getting back out there, whatever it is that you're wanting in life. Give yourself permission to just take some time for you, explore who you are, and that way when you go out into the world again, you're able to weave a whole new experience. It's going to be more of an authentic experience for you instead of a toxic devil experience. So that is that message. So let's now go ahead and end this reading with the very last one. How can I use the medicine of the new moon to help me birth what I desire? How can I use the medicine of the new moon with my desires? So this right here is called the Chronicles of Destiny fortune cards. And this is the Z Tarot. It is a really cool zombie deck. I just ordered it off of Amazon. I am thrilled. Well, they're so new that they won't shuffle, but there we go. All right, so let's go ahead and get this message. We have waterfall, okay? I love that. And this right here is the Page of Wands. I love this. So the Page of Wands, you guys, with waterfall, the pages are explorers. Pages are people that are ready for an adventure. They're not letting anything hold them back. They're like children in a way, so they're very innocent, playful, adventurous, spontaneous, things like that. They're living their lives. So I feel what Spirit is trying to say when we're closing up this reading and this energy is, what is the medicine of the moon or the new moon that you can use in order to further your experiences? Is to basically, again, go back to the drawing board. What do you want? Pages are the births of new ideas, like thinking, concepts, the seeds that you want to implant, your seeds, or the seeds that you want to plant, your seeds of intention. What do you want? When you do that and you get clear about what it is that you want, then the universe can bring this waterfall of abundance or whatever it is. Now, again, it works both ways. If it's negative, the universe also responds to that. So we want to make sure that we are very precise with what we're feeling and what we are thinking. And it doesn't mean you have to be perfect, but really, really try to get into a higher vibrational energy within yourself. So that way you can attract to you the abundance of love or the abundance of positivity, the abundance of opportunity, instead of regret, sadness, unforgiveness, being stuck. So we have the opportunity, because we are the magicians of our lives, to shift our perception and our energy and start over and start fresh. It's never too late, okay? It's never too late. What else? Okay, we have the energy of downfall. Oh, Five of Wands. Okay, you guys, this is the deal. The Five of Wands is our downfall. Five of Wands is drama. Five of Wands is other people. Five of Wands is the conflicts that we have with others or in our own minds. But I really see this card as other people. That's why we have a lot of people on this card. Your downfall is going to be staying attached to people that don't serve you, that don't lift you up, that don't celebrate you, people that are around you that just want to cut you down and basically, just make you feel like you can't do something because of their own inadequacies in life, or and that's the thing. And that's really, really tough. Especially if you're on a roll, you're in the zone, you're creating, you're on a roll. It always seems like there's that one person, whether it's your family member, your friend, your lover, your spouse, whoever, maybe even your best friend. And somebody has something that they want to interject. They have something that they want to say. And sometimes that thing that they want to say, maybe it's coming from a good place or a constructive place, and maybe sometimes it's coming from a downright nasty place. Either way, when this person says something to you, it affects you. Now, your own energy, you can decide on whether or not you're going to allow that, allow yourself to be subjected to this person's judgments or thoughts or energy. And some people are a little bit more sensitive than others. I consider myself to be one of those people. So it's a little bit difficult to not take these things personally, or to not let it completely ruin your whole day. So when it comes to your dreams, when it comes to your ideas, the best advice that I can give you is keep it to yourself. If you got an idea, it's a really great idea, you got a great idea on this or that, whatever it may be. Maybe try not to share that with too many people, because sometimes people don't share your same vision, or their fears because of what could happen, or what their fears are connected to putting yourself out there. They might try to infiltrate that and now try to influence you to not do things because that's what they would or wouldn't do. So you got to be very careful, even with people that do love and care about you. I'm not saying you got to, run around and keep everything to yourself, but be very careful with the ideas and the things that you have. You don't have to communicate that to everybody. Sometimes those things can be sacred, and keep them to yourselves. And so I'm just kind of getting this energy here. Well, that will be your downfall. Saying too much, sharing too much, having too many people in your environment or in your energy, or spending too much time around other people that you're just kind of like, me, I have a very, very, very small group of people around me, and I'm not talking small, that I will open myself up to. Other than that, very casual energies, people that are just, that I'm not very close to. I'm somewhat detached, and it's for a reason. And the reason why is because I'm such a very sensitive, energetic person that I have to be careful with what types of people. And it doesn't mean that, all people are drama or low vibrational or whatever, because I can be low vibrational and drama, all fucking day long in certain times of the month, myself. I'm not perfect. But the thing is, I have to be very careful with who I am talking to or who I'm sharing stuff with, because sometimes people are not on the same vibration. I've got two cats that are fighting in the background. Why are you guys fighting? Hey, stop. It's Chibs and the kitten. I don't know why all of a sudden they want. I think they're trying to make a point. They're trying to make a point. It's a cat fight, you guys. So, hey, if you've got some catty motherfuckers around you, it's time to just disconnect from these people and just move on with your life, because all they're doing is they're just trying to drag you down, perhaps, okay? Maybe you're catty. Maybe you are feeling this way, and they're triggering that within you. Again, it's just going to lead to your downfall. Maybe somebody is trying to bait you with something, and you take the bait. You take the bait and you react and you say something, and now you're regretful. Wish you didn't go down that road. Yep, it's happened to me a million times. It's about removing yourself from these situations to begin with. So the reason I shared all that is because sometimes maybe people will resonate with that particular situation or that particular experience. So yeah, let's move on. Let's get our final message, you guys. So the bottom line is, you want things to flow to you, and you have some energies around you, whether they're your own behaviors or the energies of other people, that something is not serving you. Disconnect. It's not worth it. Yeah, look at this, you guys. Conflict. I can't believe this. Conflict. There is some sort of conflict here. And we have the Hierophant. Okay. So whenever I see the Hierophant, this is an energy here of belief systems. It's about belief systems. So let me go ahead and go back to the picture. Okay. How can I use the medicine of the new moon to help me birth what I desire? Well, allow yourself to examine your shadow. Allow yourself this unveiling, because that's kind of how I see this new moon is. It's unveiling kind of the shadows. It's unveiling maybe some of those demons, and that's just a metaphor that we all have. And some of us have more than others. Some of us have more issues than others. Some of us have more healing to do than others. So use this time to examine why these conflicts are happening for you, why these conflicts keep coming up, and figure out, is it you, or do you need to remove yourself? And the thing is, I am getting the messages is that it's probably best for you to just remove yourself and take a break from something or someone, whether it's a family, a group, a work environment, or a relationship, or a friendship, or whatever that may be. So that way you can take some time to heal, Temperance, for some tranquility, Blue, and just kind of do you for a little bit. And the Hierophant here is about belief systems, traditions, upbringing, family. At the end of the day, sometimes we're not cut from the same cloth. So if you're dealing with somebody who has, completely different culture than you, and they have a completely different idea of what respect or what relationship should be, et cetera, you're probably going to have some sort of conflict. It's kind of like, and it doesn't mean it can't work, but it's kind of like somebody who has extremely liberal ideas versus somebody who's extremely conservative. It doesn't mean you can't be a friend with someone like that, but at some point, if you get kind of deep into discussions, there might be a conflict. Same thing. Somebody who is an atheist is probably going to have some sort of conflict with a conversation with somebody who is very much into organized religion. So there is some sort of difference between you and someone else. And again, it doesn't mean that this connection or this situation or you trying to work something out in your life can't work. But right now I'm getting that in order to help to strengthen you and for you to kind of regain your bearings and come to some sort of conclusion, you might need to step away from whatever this is in order to gain that clarity. And then when you gain that clarity, and the clarity that you might get is that, you know what? We're just going to have to agree to disagree, or you know what? We're just too different. We're not on the same page. This type of a person does not have the integrity that I hold. And so I can't continue to go back and forth with this individual because they're just not going to see the error of their ways, or they're just not going to be able to admit something. I can't work with someone like that. I can't work with somebody that's not willing to see their bullshit. That's me. I cannot deal with someone that is not willing to see their bullshit. Because see, I will admit my bullshit all day long. Even if I have to fight with somebody for a little bit just to kind of finally see my own errors or see my own ways. The thing is, eventually I get there, and I always expect the other person that I'm dealing with to be able to do the same, instead of just continuously saying over and over again, I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. Somebody like that is not willing to see things from anybody else's perspective but their own. And sometimes you can't see it right away. Sometimes those things take time. It might take time for you to get there. It might take time for another person to get there. But if you can never get there, or a person can never get there, there's issues, and you got to work it out with yourself, or walk away from the person entirely, because it might not be something that's worth your while. It's just going to frustrate you perhaps further. So I feel like this reading could be for those of you that are dealing with difficult people, or you have some sort of behavior within yourself and it's a bad habit perhaps that's not working for you any longer. So remove yourself and try to figure out how you can better your life and better improve your situation by taking maybe some time just for you to focus on you getting to a peaceful state. So that way you can start to kind of attack what it is that's not working anymore. And I don't mean attack as in, attacking, but like you can start to kind of chip away of these layers that have been built up over a period of time that might be keeping you down and kind of buried at this point. So you can come out of that energy. So I hope that reading resonated with you guys. If it didn't, no big deal. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.